What's up, everybody? Sensei here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another video. And this footage was shot with the Ulanzi VL49 light paired up with the DJI Action 3. And I rode the Tesla because the roads are really salty up here. Paired up with the new lid or the new helmet. And had a great time. I think the footage came out decent overall. We all know that most action cams do not shoot well in low light or night conditions unless you have like one of the 360 cams, the X3 or the 360 cam with the 1-inch sensor. They shoot better at night. But overall, happy with the footage. This is shot in 4K 30 frames, ultra wide. Let me try it again, ultra wide. And I believe I do have image stabilization on. I can't remember. It's the Rocksteady or Rocksteady Plus. But the stabilization is phenomenal. Much better than what I used to get on my Akaso action cams. Now you can see all the salt on the road. Now if you ride in the wintertime, I'm not big on riding when it's snowy or when there's a lot of salt on the ground. Again, to each his own. Due to research, salt can really foul up your equipment, and so can moisture. So just be careful when you're riding in wet or wintry conditions. I'm just going to leave it at that. Ride how you ride. I'm going to ride how I ride. Okay. But now this is just test footage. I'm just zooming around my complex. I'll head out on the road a little bit. One reason why I didn't want to go. Oh, let me pause for a second. I love this shot because I was shooting with ultra wide on, and if anyone has seen my previous videos, I rarely, if ever, get this much of my body in a shot shooting on my Akasos. So again, the DJI, wow, man, the ultra wide is awesome, and I'm loving this camera. Now, one thing I didn't want to do is just go out on the road raw. You know, I always like to warm myself up and run some laps around the complex before I head out into the main thick of things. All right. Now I am trying this new helmet. It had a tinted visor on it, and you pull that thing down, you can't see nothing. Yeah, it was dark. I was like, nah, that's okay. You know, I'll flip the visor up and just let the cool breeze run through my long hair. But yeah, it was a little bit too dark for that. But overall, man, I had a really good time riding tonight. The temperature during the day was like in the 50s, almost 60 degrees up here. And even riding at night, it was still pretty warm out. I just had a regular sweatshirt on and a scarf, and was just doing my thing out there. Now, be careful. This is another tip. Ice melt. Ice melt is slippery. I remember telling people about riding on wet leaves, and some people thought I was crazy until they actually went out there and probably rode on some wet leaves, and they found out how slippery and treacherous and dangerous it could be. I rank ice melt up there, maybe even worse than riding on wet leaves. I kid you not. Now the thing is, once the ice melt mixes with the snow, it's okay. You know, it helps melt up the snow. But if ice melt is on a sidewalk or a road and it's just wet, that stuff becomes slippery like oil. I can't explain. If anyone has ever hit this stuff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That stuff is slippery than cat crap on an linoleum floor. Don't ask me how I know that, but it is it's slippery. Okay, so be careful. And this is one reason why I do not like full sending it in the wintertime. It's just, the weather is just so unpredictable. The conditions, you can slide out on the snow, you can slide out on the salt. So be careful riding in the winter. Please be careful at all times, but definitely just take your time in the winter. Now, I'm heading over to this school over here, this little elementary school, just to do a little zooming around and getting some footage. Now the main thing was just to see how this Ulanzi light worked at nighttime. Number one, would I recommend shooting with this thing all the time? No. One of the main reasons is this light will blind you. Even though it has a softener on it to soften the light, looking at this thing, you got to be careful what angle you're looking at it, because it can blind you and you can't see what's in front of you. It's like if you're ever in an interrogation room, if you've ever seen those scenes in the movies where they're shining the light on the people and the other people doing the interrogating are sitting behind the light, you can't see nothing. And that's the same thing with this light. You're not going to see much in front of you, so you have to sort of hold it at an angle so it's not being, so you're not looking directly into the light. So I would not recommend using this out on the main road in a bunch of traffic at night. So pick your situations when you're shooting with this thing, okay? Now, it does what it's supposed to do. You can see me perfectly fine. There are some I get not street lights, but lights around the school. Not a whole lot, but you can see them up on the side of the building. Now, right here, I turn the light off, so you can actually see the difference of me riding with the light on and with the light off, and it is a huge difference. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. And you can see the lights of the Tesla. So it does make a difference, but be careful. Be careful. Pick and choose when you're going to use it. Overall, I'm very happy with the equipment upgrades as far as with the camera and the lighting. I have some more treats coming for y'all very shortly. But remember, you get on your wheel. You ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there, but you ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. Thank you for joining me. Hello. Good night.